Away in a Manger has always been one of my favorite Christmas songs. I have so many memories tied to it. You know, memories of church plays when I was a girl, whether I was an angel or if I got to be Mary. All the little kids marching in, you know, with their bathrobes and their towels over their head tied with rope. All those kind of memories really tied to that song, Away in a Manger. After I had Corey and Katie, I realized I started to think of Away in a Manger as one of the most beautiful lullabies. If you think about it, it fits perfectly to sing to babies when you're rocking the babies, like when I was rocking Corey and Katie. It's one of those songs that I always just figured was a folk song, basically because it has those symbols in it, you know, the stars and the cattle, even the meeting in heaven, you know, all those things that really strike that chord, the same chord as traditional folk songs often do. Several years ago, I bought Pap the book, Stories Behind the Best Loved Songs of Christmas. It's written by Ace Collins. I bought it for him one year for Christmas as a Christmas present. I can't remember now who told me about the book, but I'm positive it was probably someone on the Blind Pig and the Acorn. Somebody probably left a comment and told me. Well, Pap really enjoyed the book. He loved reading the stories behind those wonderful Christmas songs that's come to be part of all of our lives. You know, he really enjoyed it. And once he was finished with it, he gave it back to me and told me that I should keep it. So then I got to read those wonderful stories, really interesting, fascinating stories. And the one about Away in a Manger, the chapter about Away in a Manger, kind of made me realize what my initial thoughts about Away in a Manger being a traditional folk song were right. But it's really an interesting kind of journey that the song took, and then the people who were like Ace Collins who were trying to find out exactly where it come from. It's kind of an interesting story. In the beginning, there was a man named James Murray. Let me make sure that I get it right. Yes, James R. Murray. In 1887, he published the song in Danny Songs for Little Lads and Lasses. Now, he credited the song to Martin Luther, the Protestant reformer from Germany. That's who he credited with writing the song. And no one's really sure why he did that, but Murray did work for a publishing company and was a writer himself. So the thought is that he probably really just believed that that is who wrote it, you know, that he wasn't trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes or anything like that. But that's just really what he thought. Well, the song just really spread in popularity after he published it. It had 2 verses in that in his publication, and it also, I mean, it just really went wild. People really began to sing it in lots of different places. People really liked it. But then researchers, as they were looking at, you know, did Luther write it, those kind of things, when they were trying to find out, they found out that 2 years before Murray published the song, the Lutheran Church published the song in a book titled Little Children's Book. And they gave credit to no one, no writer, and showed a completely different tune than the ones, you know, that we know today, the one that so many of us know and love. Well, shortly after World War II, or World War I, excuse me, shortly after World War I, a Boston publishing company published the song crediting Carl Mueller with composing the music for the song. But finally, in 1945, American writer Richard Hill, he decided he was going to unravel the whole mess of Away in a Manger and where it come from and who actually penned it and who actually wrote the music, composed the music for it, and figure out all the details of the song. So he did discover that Away in a Manger was practically unknown in Germany until it was brought there by Americans. So that was his first clue that he found. And then he was able to verify that Murray, the one that published it back in the 1800s, that he actually did compose the tune that so many of us are familiar with. But his research showed he couldn't find out who wrote it. He couldn't find out who actually penned those wonderful lyrics. He did narrow it down to where he felt firm and comfortable in saying that he felt like someone in the 1800s in America actually penned the words to the song. Which brings me full circle back to the part that I said it always, as a child and growing up, it always seemed so familiar to me, Away in a Manger, because of those themes of the stars and the cattle and the hay, and of course meeting in heaven and all that seemed so comfortable and so part of my life growing up in Appalachia, where faith played a huge role. It just seemed like it was a traditional folk song more than anything else. And after I got to read Ace Collins' great book, I realized basically that is what it is now. It may not, I'm not saying it was written in Appalachia at all, but I'm saying it is one of those wonderful folk songs that's handed down through the years to be enjoyed by many generations from then till now. It's still enjoyed in my family, and we still perform the song. But now I'm going to share with you one of my favorite versions of the song. You've probably already guessed by now. It's from Pap and Paul, filmed quite a few years ago, one day when we were picking and grinning in Paul's kitchen, and I hope you really enjoy it.